Welcome to This Note. We're going to treat our time together today like a premium global masterclass. Why? Because we're exploring a massive transformative shift in the digital economy. We're going to look at exactly how you can build a future-ready, scalable business right alongside an AI thinking partner. Specifically, we're talking about Anthropic's Claude. Now, this isn't just about learning another software tool. Think of this as a professional mentorship session on how to innovate, freelance, and truly thrive as a modern entrepreneur. And the best part? You don't need to write a single line of code to do it. Our specific target milestone for this note is generating $5,000 a month. Now, let's just be super clear up front. This is a practical, scalable business milestone that you achieve through disciplined execution. It is absolutely not some get-rich-quick gimmick. Reaching this level of income means you've got to combine AI's incredible efficiency with your own unique domain expertise, a bit of consistent marketing, and a real commitment to solving actual problems for your clients. So, what if you could actually build all of this without a single line of code? For decades, the digital economy was heavily guarded by this sort of expert monopoly. Basically, if you wanted to build software, automate a business, or create a whole digital ecosystem, you had to spend years learning incredibly complex programming languages, or, you had to pay thousands and thousands of dollars to developers. But what if you could just completely bypass all of that? We're literally entering the dawn of the AI entrepreneur era. Right now, your ability to think, to reason, and to solve problems is actually your most valuable technical skill. Part 1. The AI Entrepreneur Era. We are rapidly transitioning away from the era of traditional software coding and into this entirely new landscape of AI-assisted knowledge work. You can really think of this as the fourth industrial revolution, and it's fundamentally changing how we create value. Think about it. For the last 20 years, we relied on search engines to find information, right? You search, you get a huge list of links, and then you have to do all the heavy lifting to read and synthesize everything. Well, Claude represents a massive leap forward from that. Claude actually allows you to work with information. It acts as a collaborative intelligence layer. It helps you reason, plan, organize, and create. It's basically the difference between asking a librarian to go find you a book versus sitting down with a brilliant, world-class analyst to actually write that book together. To really understand your potential here, we have to map out the journey. Most people out there, they never make it past level 1. They're just using Claude for basic stuff, like grammar checks or really quick summaries. But power users evolve. If you want to build a business, you need to step up to level 3, the business user. That's where you're handling actual client work, writing proposals, and doing marketing. Ultimately, though, your end goal is level 4, the systems thinker. This is the sweet spot where you design repeatable business frameworks and automation workflows. Because honestly, that is where real, tangible scale actually happens. Section 2. Your collaborative thinking partner. So, to actually become that systems thinker, we need to shift our focus to how a professional actually commands this intelligence. You really can't just throw casual random questions at Claude and expect greatness. And that brings us to the CRFT framework. I want you to think of this as your foundational blueprint. Long before you can start monetizing your AI skills, you need a structured, highly repeatable methodology to engineer high-quality outputs. Seriously, the absolute main difference between an amateur and a professional AI entrepreneur lies entirely in how they prompt the model. Okay, so let's break down exactly what CRA means. C stands for context. That's where you give Claude the necessary background of your business. R is for role. This means explicitly telling Claude to act as, say, a senior SEO strategist. Next, A is for action. You have to specify exactly what you want it to do. Then we have F for format. Do you want a bulleted list, a table, a full 2,000-word blog post? Tell it. And finally, T is for target. Who exactly is the audience for this output? When you set these very clear constraints, you completely eliminate those generic, robotic-sounding outputs. Instead, you start generating highly targeted, professional-grade results that clients will gladly pay for. Part 3, high-demand, no-code services. All right, now that you know how to actually generate those premium outputs, let's explore the absolute fastest path to monetization. And that's offering services that solve really expensive problems for businesses. Let's completely demystify our core goal for a second. $5,000 a month can definitely seem a bit daunting at first, but it is highly achievable when you break the math down. Look at it this way. It could literally just be 5 clients paying you a $500 monthly retainer for ongoing work. Maybe that's content creation or back-end business operations support. Couple that with just one single large project, like building out a company's internal knowledge base for $2,500. When you conceptualize it like this, it clicks, right? You realize you don't need millions of followers to make a great living. You literally just need a handful of really solid client relationships. But what exactly are those clients paying you for? Well, there are specific high-value services that businesses are eagerly buying right now. Notice what these have in common. Things like SEO blog writing, standard operating procedures, business documentation. They are all entirely about organizing information and saving people time. And here's a massive takeaway. Clients do not pay for the AI itself. They pay for the outcome. They are paying for the dozens of hours you save them and the operational clarity you bring to the table by using Claude as your behind-the-scenes engine. Of course, no clients equals no business, right? So you absolutely need a systematic, repeatable client acquisition workflow. It's actually a pretty straightforward process. Step 1, you identify a very specific audience, let's say local real estate agents. Step 2, you publish helpful, highly educational content that solves their specific niche problems. Step 3, you get them on a quick discovery call to really dig in and understand their pain points. And step 4, you deliver a beautiful, structured proposal. If you just run this system consistently, I promise you, you're going to build a really predictable pipeline of high-quality leads. Section 4, automated revenue ecosystems. Now, once you've really mastered those client services, it's time to level up. It's time to build robust, automated revenue ecosystems that allow your business to scale efficiently. If you take only one single thing away from this entire note, please let it be this golden rule. Automate processes, not judgment. Claude is incredibly, mind-blowingly powerful at drafting, organizing, summarizing, and transforming massive amounts of data. But you must always retain human expertise for compliance, for quality control, and for those really high-stakes strategic decisions. Let's look at how this plays out in a real-world automated production workflow. Just notice how Claude and the human operator seamlessly weave together here. First, you do the high-level research. Then, Claude generates a comprehensive outline. After that, you, the human, step back in to edit and inject your own unique voice and perspective. Then Claude refines the grammar and smooths out the flow. But finally, the human gives that crucial final approval before anything gets published. It's exactly this kind of human-AI synergy that ensures you're delivering top-tier quality while still massively accelerating your overall output. And to truly scale beyond trading time for money, you're going to want to diversify your revenue ecosystem. This is where scalable digital products come in. Think about creating a premium prompt library or building highly specialized business templates. You could write comprehensive ebooks or even launch a subscription membership for a specific niche. The beauty of this is that you build these digital assets once, and then you can sell them repeatedly, literally while you sleep. That is the true secret to building a resilient, long-term business portfolio. Part 5, the blueprint to scale. Okay, let's bring all of these tools and systems together into a highly practical roadmap. Because look, building a real, sustainable business definitely takes time. Months 1 to 3, those should be purely about learning Claude's capabilities inside and out and building up your initial portfolio. Months 4 to 6 are when you actually launch your services and start aggressively acquiring those first few clients. And then months 6 to 18 are wholly focused on standardizing your operating procedures, bringing in more automation and scaling up those digital products we talked about. Seriously, setting realistic expectations for yourself and dedicating time to continuous learning is the absolute secret to not burning out. So, the most crucial point we are driving home in this note today is this. AI, all by itself, is only ever going to give you basic, pretty generic outputs. But what happens when you combine your unique human domain expertise, your personal integrity, and your real customer relationships with Claude's unbelievable processing power and your repeatable business systems? Well, that equals a massively high-value, future-ready business. Remember, AI is your ultimate productivity multiplier. It is not your replacement. I actually want to read this incredibly powerful insight directly from our source material because it really hits the nail on the head. The greatest opportunities come not from using AI alone, but from combining AI with domain expertise, thoughtful problem solving, and a commitment to continuous improvement. That is so incredibly true. Your personal judgment, your unique ability to empathize with a client's specific problem, and your ethical business practices are, and honestly always will be, your ultimate competitive advantage. Which leaves us with just one final, very important question to close out this note. You now have the exact blueprint. You understand the frameworks, the math, and most importantly, the specific mindset required to really thrive in this digital economy, all without writing a single line of code. The tools to build a genuinely life-changing business are quite literally sitting right there at your fingertips. So, what are you going to build today?